Hey there, course 3. Last time we did word problems using the operations of addition and subtraction, so today we're going to continue that with our last two operations, multiplication and division here, lesson 4. Let's move to page 27 under new concept. Great equation reminder here. Number of groups times number in group equals total. That's something we're going to return to a lot this lesson. They abbreviate that N times G for group or number in group is total. See how it fits in this story right here. In the auditorium, there were 24 rows of chairs. That's our number of rows or groups. 15 chairs in each row, in each tells us the size of a group or number in group. So that belongs where G was in the equation we were introduced to. So what's the total? We multiply the number of groups times the number in group, N, times G. 360 is our total number of chairs or people who could fit there. Okay? So this isn't a word problem yet because it's not asking for anything. We'd have to take one of those amounts out, and then that's what equations do. They allow us to determine the missing number by using algebra or a missing number problem, whatever you want to call it at this point. So just like any multiplication problem, we find the factors, if any was missing, by dividing. We'd find the total or the product simply by multiplying the factors. That's how we find either N or G or T. Example 1, why don't you just quick read that to yourself. See, now they've taken one of the amounts out. Pause if you need to. What have they removed? N, G, or T? Which of these has been removed? Looks like N is not in here, right? They told us the 15. They told us the total, the 360, but we need this part, okay? So we can do that. Think of it as missing number problem if you want. If you're missing a factor, you find by dividing the product by the known factor. And that gives us 360 divided by 15, 24 rows, okay? Otherwise, algebra would say, because we're missing this number right here, we're going to divide this side by 15 to get 1n. Divide this side by 15 gives me 24. See, we end up doing the same thing. It's just a different way to show, we do more vertical, work your way down type of thing. We'll get more and more into that again this year. Let's do two more. Example 2, we've got 5 tickets to the fair. It costs $28.75. Okay. How would I set up an equation to find the missing price per ticket? Okay. Looking back at that equation we had, number of groups times number in group equals total. Which one do I not know? Maybe we could think of it as the number in each group that we don't know. We know how many groups. We just don't know how much they're worth. But we do know it multiplies to 28.75. So I like letter A for an equation setting up the solution, because 5 times amount of ticket, value of ticket, cost of ticket I should say, is that $28.75, and that's what they agree with. They like that one too. I probably wouldn't care if you had T5 equals $28.75. I don't really care what order you put these into, but they are the factors. That's the only way you get the right answer. And you have to make sure it makes sense. It's good, reasonable sense. Example 3, we'll practice that. Corey's sorting his 375 quarters into groups of 40. Okay, so we know number of groups is 40. We know his total is 375, but we really don't know yet how many he's putting them into each, because we don't know he's using a set roll. I think rolls of quarters are usually 40, but we don't know he's using the bank standard roll. We just know he wants an even groups. So let's put G here. 40 times G is 375. How do I find a missing factor? By dividing this total by the known factor, just like this. 375 divided by the known factor, 40, is 9 with a remainder of 15. The quotient means that Corey can make 9 groups of 40 quarters. There would be 15 quarters left. Is it reasonable to answer 9 rolls, or do I need to say 10? We say 9 because we want how many complete rolls, even if there are some remaining. So you'll have a little more than 9 rolls. Okay? Hopefully that's making decent sense. These all follow a pretty strict formula using equations in algebra, finding the missing factor or the product. Let's see if there's others. I guess just A, B, and C. That's all they need you to do. Do all 3, please.